Everybody tells you to set goals. That's the go-to advice. Write them down, visualize them, chase them every day like your life depends on it. And sure, it sounds good in theory. But here's what most people will not say out loud. Setting goals doesn't work for most people. Not because their dreams are too big, but because the entire system behind how we're told to chase success is broken. In today's video, we're breaking down why setting goals without creating systems sets you up to fail, and more importantly, how to build a structure that actually helps you follow through, no matter what life throws at you. You don't need another goal. What you need is a system, a simple, repeatable structure that makes progress automatic, no matter how you're feeling on any given day. Because without that, your biggest goals will keep turning into unfinished lists and broken promises. And if you're tired of setting goals that never stick, and you're ready to build systems that actually create results, go ahead and subscribe right now. This channel is all about helping you stop spinning your wheels and finally start moving with clarity and purpose. Think about this. How many times have you set a goal that genuinely fired you up? Maybe you promised yourself this would be the year you finally got in shape, or started that side hustle, or finally got your finances in order. And for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, you were on fire. But eventually, life happened. You got busy. You got tired. And before you knew it, that big inspiring goal became just another thing that slipped through the cracks. It's not that you didn't care enough. And it's definitely not that you're lazy. It's that goals are built on hype, while systems are built on structure, and hype always fades. Here's what most people don't realize. Goals are results-focused. They fixate on the outcome. The six-pack abs, the million-dollar business, the dream lifestyle, but they don't give you the daily framework to get there. And because of that, your success depends almost entirely on willpower, which we know is unreliable. If your entire plan is work harder and stay motivated, then the moment stress shows up, or life throws you off, your entire goal collapses. But a system? A system keeps moving even when you're not in the mood. It doesn't rely on how inspired you feel. It just runs, day after day, pulling you closer to the result whether you're fired up or barely hanging on. Let's break this down with something simple. Saying, I want to write a book this year, is a goal. But saying, I write 500 words every morning at 8 a.m. before checking my phone, that's a system. One relies on intention. The other relies on rhythm. The same thing goes for health, finances, productivity, anything. The more you can take the decision-making out of the equation and turn the action into a habit, the more consistent you'll become. And consistency, not intensity, is what builds results that actually last. And here's where it gets even deeper. When you commit to a system, you are not just chasing a result, you are shaping your identity. You are not just trying to get fit, you're becoming someone who doesn't miss workouts. You are not just trying to save more money, you are becoming someone who manages their finances with intention. That's a completely different energy than white-knuckling your way through a short-term challenge. You're not forcing change, you're becoming the kind of person who lives that change every day. Every January, millions of people set goals to lose weight, get organized, or start fresh in some way. It feels like a reset, full of energy, fresh planners, vision boards, and high hope. But by February, nearly everyone's back to square one. According to research from the University of Scranton, 92% of people fail to achieve their New Year's goals. Not because they didn't want it bad enough, but because wanting it was never the problem. They set a result without a routine, and that's why it didn't last. That's the trap. We get hyped on outcomes and forget that outcomes only change when our daily actions do. And that brings us to something deeper, something that drains more energy than people realize. There's something almost nobody talks about when it comes to goals: the mental load. When you're holding a big goal in your mind, constantly reminding yourself of what you should be doing. It quietly creates stress. It adds pressure. And that pressure builds day by day until it turns into anxiety, guilt, or burnout. But systems are different. A good system doesn't just move you forward. It gives your brain a break. It removes the guesswork. It reduces the daily decision-making. And most importantly, it frees up your mental energy for things that actually matter, like solving problems, being creative, or just enjoying your life without constantly feeling behind. Because let's be honest, life is already full of noise. You don't need more goals screaming at you to do more or be better. What you need is a rhythm that supports your peace while still creating progress. When you lock in the right system, you don't just feel more productive. You feel lighter, more focused, and more in control of your day. That's the power of structure. It doesn't restrict your freedom, it creates it. So let's talk about how to build a system that actually sticks. First, you need to start smaller than you think. Most people set goals that are way too big, way too fast, and then burn out. Instead, build momentum by choosing one simple action you can repeat daily without friction. Something that fits your life, not someone else's highlight reel. Second, attach that action to a trigger that already exists in your day. For example, if you want to build a journaling habit, do it right after brushing your teeth. If you want to build a content creation habit, do it right after your morning coffee. You're creating a chain reaction. One action leads to the next, and eventually it becomes automatic. And one powerful way to lock it in is to write your system down every single day, even if it's the same thing. Ideally, do it the night before. That way, you wake up already knowing what to do, no hesitation, no decision fatigue. Because when you put it on paper, it moves from idea to intention. It's a small ritual, but it reminds your brain, this is who I am now. This is what I do. You're not just hoping to remember, you're choosing to recommit every single day. Think about it like this: no successful business operates without a system. They don't show up every day wondering what to do or just hoping someone feels motivated enough to figure it out. There's a plan. There's structure. There's scheduling, tracking, delegation, and systems that run even when the CEO's having a bad day. So why would your life or your personal growth be any different? You are the CEO of your habits, and if you don't have a system in place, you're not running your life, you're reacting to it. Third, protect your system. Do not skip just because you don't feel like it. Do not wait for motivation. Show up. Even if it's messy. Even if it's 20% effort. Because consistency beats perfection every single time. Here's the crazy part. When you stop obsessing over your goal and start focusing on the process, something shifts. The stress goes down, the guilt disappears, and ironically, the results show up faster. Because you're not swinging for the fences once a month, you're hitting base runs every day, and those add up. That's why the most successful people don't talk about what they want. They're not chasing goals. They're living the systems that create success on repeat. Let's imagine what your life could look like with a system that truly works for you. You wake up already knowing what matters most today. No guessing, no guilt. You're not chasing 10 different things, you're doing one thing well, and that's enough. You're building momentum without burning out. And little by little, you start becoming the version of yourself you used to only write about in your journal. That's what a good system gives you. Not just results, but peace. Not just productivity, but direction. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're over the hype and want real lasting change, stop setting goals you don't have the tools to support. And instead, build a system you can live by. Make it simple. Make it realistic. And make it non-negotiable. Because the truth is, goals might get you started. But systems? Systems are what finish the job. Stop chasing the outcome. Start living the process. That's where the real growth begins. If this message connected with you in any way, don't just click away and forget about it. Take a moment to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay plugged in, because what's coming next is built to help you stay consistent, focused, and in control of your progress. And if you're ready to stop starting over and actually build something that lasts, drop a comment below and let us know what system you're committing to today, because the shift starts right now, and you don't have to do it alone.